Hi everyone, welcome to Macsartplace. Today my video is going to be called Resin, Messin. So I went outside and I picked some little tiny flowers that I have growing, little tiny roses outside. Look how tiny they are. And I'm going to mix up some resin to put on my last glass painting. And I'll probably have some left over, so I'm going to experiment with these cabochons and also a coaster type. And I know this one rose is too big. I also have these little tiny flowers. But we'll see what happens. I was thinking of just taking the petals off of it, but I think I'd rather just try the small bud and see what happens. That's how we learn. At first, before I put colors, I'm going to try different colors in with the resin as well. Before I color anything, I'm going to put resin on my last piece of glass. So that's today's project. Hope it goes well. Right now, my resin is in warm water because they said that you get less bubbles with if you put it in warm water first. And for white, I don't have alcohol inks. I tried making alcohol inks, but they didn't come out too well. But I'm going to try to put some of my powders in. And for white, I'm going to use the white that I got from the Dollar Tree. See how that goes. It's a white, it's a water-based paint, so it should go good with the water resin. So we'll see what happens. So here's my messy table, and I learned last time that I have to put gloves on. I think it took me about, I don't know, a day and a half to get the resin off my hands. It was a real mess. So we have to put gloves on. I mixed my resin for 3 minutes. I timed it. And this is crescent resin. So first we're going to put it on here. Get as much off my spoon as possible. I'll leave that rest there while I pour a little bit on. I might have to mix another one of these up to put colors in, but we'll see. Sometimes it goes far and sometimes it doesn't. But now that it has warmed up, I'm able to use resin. I couldn't use it before because it was too cold. They say that it needs to be kept at 75 degrees. And that certainly wasn't the temperature in my house. I really don't want it to go over the edges too much, but if it does, I can use, usually just scrape it off because this is glass. And as I mentioned before, the frame that you put back on your glass covers the edge, so you don't have to worry too much about getting real close to your edge. It still has bubbles in it, so we'll have to do our debubbling. Here it is. doesn't want to cooperate. I don't remember putting any oil in my paint when I did this, but you never know what's going on. Oh, that's interesting. Ha ha ha. Wonder where that came from. Maybe I'll stick it there. Hey, how about that? No, I think that's pretty good. I gotta clean this table off. I have this, so I thought I would put this over it, and that has to be washed. And it just about fits. Now I don't know whether I'll need this, probably not, so we'll get rid of this too. And here's where I have all my little paraphernalia of cabochons and a coaster, and I have my cups so I can try different things. And I think I'll mix up a small batch with some white in it. So we have some in there, and we have some in here, and we'll put a little bit in there. And see how this white does. You only need about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I have some sticks. It seems to be mixing very well. So that can be my white. And I wanted to try some of this Bling It in the resin and see how that works. So I have the Extreme Pastel. We'll put about that much in there. And this is Shy Rose. So we'll see how that goes. And it has, not only is it pink, but it has a blue cast to it. And it seems to be mixing very well. So I thought that might be nice on that one little cabochon thing there that I have the rose petals. I took off one of those little roses and some greenery. And then on this one, let's see, what do I want to do? This is some pearl, and I have interference violet. So I might use these three for the coaster. So this one here is it's a little bit harder to mix, but it is doing it, and it's creamy, and all it is like a cast of a violet. So I don't know if I want a little more color than that or not. If you can see that color, it's more just like a cast of a violet with mostly white. I think I'll add just a drop of this 24 karat sheen, golden sheen, to it. Oh, that looks a lot better. Maybe even a little more gold. If you can see, it is now has this golden sheen to it. So, what do I want to pour it on? Well, this one here is the violet one. I think I want to pour it on here. And this doesn't have anything in it. And I think I'll pour some of this on the corner, like that. And some on here. And see some in here. And then this is the white. So I'm going to add some of the white to the coaster. And I'm going to put it over. White is heavier, so it may sink, but I wanted to mix some in there. I think I want to keep it kind of more clear where the flower is, so you can see the flower. And this is the one that has the gold shimmer in with the interference paint. Might use all that in here. Try a little bit here. Don't know if it'll go through. And I'm going to take a little more of this resin. I keep calling it epoxy because I can't think of the name resin when I'm not working with it. So I'm adding some of this 24 karat deco art, 24 karat. That's the white. Extreme sheen. And I want some of it in here. one's kind of full, so we'll just pour this in with the green. This here is going to take a lot, so I think I'm going to have to concentrate on that. And I like the way that the white is mixing in with that other color I mixed there. So I'm going to add a little bit of white here to fill this up. And put a little bit of just the plain on top. Well, it might be full enough. So I don't think I have enough resin to do all of these. I'm also going to take this little tiny rose there and because probably all that I have left is enough to do this coaster. And I really like this color that I made here. And that was this Bling It. So I'm going to use the rest of my resin and I'm going to put the Bling It in it, but I'm also going to mix to get a little more color to it. This one here. So we'll do a little scoop of that. And we'll do another scoop of this. I have quite a bit of resin in there, so I guess we'll do a little more than a scoop. A lot of guessing here, huh? And mix this up, see what I got. It's just a little bit darker than what that was. So I think I'll find something that's even a little more interesting. Oh, this looks like a good one. This one is Passion. And my stick went here. I tried mixing these up with alcohol, the primary elements, and they don't mix with alcohol, but they are mixing right into the resin very nicely. So if you can see, this is, I'll get the light on there. It's a purplish with a little blue cast. Maybe if I turn that upside down on there, some will come out. Same thing with that. So we're going to pour on the rest of this here. I'll be very curious to see the other side when it's set. And I think there's a little bit in here. Don't know whether these flowers will work or not, but interesting to see. Squash it down. I don't have any more mixed up. So if I want to fill this to the top, I'll have to mix some more. I don't know whether I want to do that or not. For experiment's sake, just to see what happens with these different flowers. Don't really want to waste any more. But we'll see what happens with them. I don't know if that'll work or not, but at least I know how to color my resin now, which I'm enjoying that. So, always nice to figure out something new. That's that one. It's starting to get a little bit stiffer. I'm trying to get this all on the rose here, so at least it would, so it doesn't wilt. Well, I don't want this video to be too extremely long either. Here's a little bit of white left, and I'm pretty sure the white will sink to the bottom. happy Mother's Day to everyone. I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. Watch me fooling around with resin. Haven't had much experience with it, and the results that I have seen with people doing things with resin, it's been wonderful. And now, like I said, that it's warmer, I can give it a try as well. Don't know of all great places to get molds. Maybe I'll learn how to make my own mold. Who knows? I've heard some people do that, but I have no idea how they accomplished it. So, I'll take you down to look-see at my coaster. After I shut this off, I may make some clear resin and put over it, but I probably will do that, but I just didn't want this to be too long. I like the colors that I did. That one's a little sloppy. And there's the little cabochons. I'll be curious to see what colors they are on the other side. So again, happy Mother's Day. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful day. And I wish my mom was here so she could hear me say Happy Mother's Day. But that's what happens with time and age. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share and give me a like. And I'll see you next time.